Hello, hello. This is Danielle Ireland, and you are listening to Don't Cut Your Own Bangs, a fan favorite podcast. This is a re-release of episode 48, The Relationship Between Goals and Emotions. Whether it's taking an adventure, going on a retreat, learning more about who you are by noticing what you want and how it makes you feel, or knowing that you are not alone. Not ever. These next upcoming fan favorite re-released episodes were picked especially with these intentions in mind. And as you listen to these, know that I am working diligently on creating a new season of Don't Cut Your Own Bangs just for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. There's a lot of great insights to re-enjoy if you've already listened to them, or if you're joining us for the first time. I can't wait to hear what you think. You can give me your feedback by rating, reviewing, and subscribing to the podcast, especially if it's one that you really, really like. So now sit back, relax, and enjoy a re-release of episode 48, The Relationship Between Goals and Emotions. Today, I want to talk about goals. Where I struggle with goals is in the past, I really lock into an idea of something I want, or how I want it to be, what I want it to look like, or how I think I'm going to feel when I get there. And it doesn't always match or meet expectation. And so I think the question mark for me with goals has become, where is the place where goals are necessary, meaningful, and really important to make anything happen in our lives? And at what point do you abandon the goal and you say, forget about it, it's not working, it's not going to happen, or it's not going to happen this way or on this timeline, or it may not change the way you feel at all. And what I'm starting to learn about most things is that when it becomes binary or black and white, it's either this thing or it's this thing. That's usually when I feel the most tension or when I feel the most confused or frustrated. So chances are, with this very topic that I'm exploring, it's likely not all one thing or the other, probably a combination therein. But I do like thinking about goals in a way that feels that's more focused on the intention of what I'm trying to make and why. Like when I'm more connected to the why, the goal itself seems more motivating and invigorating. And if I know, or am clear at least on how I think I'm going to feel when I accomplish it, if the end result is feeling more sort of solid, centered, grounded in who I am, chances are that's probably an aligned goal. If the goal is to feel validated, praised, more confident, I think that's when it gets a little bit tricky too, because what I really, I feel like I learned this lesson over and over again. Whenever I feel like an achievement or an accomplishing of a goal is going to make me feel completely better about myself inside, it rarely ever happens that way. So, for example, when I went to grad school, was utterly and completely convinced that what I needed was this degree to feel validated and to feel worthy to do this thing that I'm doing now, to do the thing that I want to do, that the degree was going to give me all of the confidence. So that was the emotion. So the intention was to get the degree to do the work. Check, got that right. But the feeling that I wanted it to give me was this sense of completion, like I had arrived, like here I am, and now I'm legit. Oh, I still remember so clearly that first day of work, the day after graduation, completely doubting myself and being unsure of myself. And not in like a humble way of like, oh, like, well, that's not even humble, the way that I was about to do a bad impression of being humble, but that's false humility, I guess. But I felt like I was starting over. It's almost like what I got better at and where my confidence increased was my ability to learn, my ability to do school. That I feel confident in now, having done what I was preparing to do. But I still had to kind of start over and be at the beginning of this new vocation, this new job working as a therapist. And in that starting over, it's like I went right back to square one. So the confidence I thought I was basically kind of instilling in myself or injecting into my well-being, it kind of got slammed in my face. And so knowing what I know now, I think that if I had been a little bit more honest with myself about what I actually thought a degree was capable of giving me, and then looking back at my own history of has there ever been one accomplishment, one goal, one thing that completely validated you as a human? No, never. But that doesn't mean that the pursuit of things that I wanted or the pursuit of something any of us want to make isn't also valid and worthy. So I guess what I'm exploring here, and please know that I'm not actually sure I'm offering any answers as much as I'm exploring this within myself and hopefully potentially piquing some curiosity within you. And then maybe you can share your thoughts with me. But this relationship with goal setting between your intention and your why for doing the thing you want to do or achieving the thing you want to achieve, and then how you think you're going to feel at the end. In a video that I had shared recently on goals, I talk about how the language I actually like to use instead within my own mind of that's not goal. I like to switch goal for desire, because desire speaks to that emotion, that feeling, that quality that I want to evoke, or that sense that I want to invoke in me through the pursuit of this thing. And when the way I want to feel is more aligned with the process than the outcome of the goal, that's when I tend to feel more fulfilled in the beginning, middle, and end of accomplishing a goal. So what I mean is that for me, education, connection, community, being able to laugh, those are feelings and qualities and states of being that I hold in really high regard, and that I try to, as much as I can, if I'm consciously aware of it, try to bring into my daily experience. Because if I'm connected with my community of friends, family, or colleagues, if I'm laughing, if I'm learning, then chances are that's a pretty good day for me. And so in any goal that I set for myself, if I lose sight of the process and hyper-focus on the outcome and what I think the outcome will give me, that's usually when I feel more anxious, more tense, or I'm likely setting myself up for disappointment. And so again, why I like desire for me in place of the word goal is it helps me kind of ground myself and reconnect to the heart of what the goal really means for me. And I don't think I've ever thought of it that way before until just now, that connecting to the desire really helps root me in the heart of a goal. So thanks for being on this short goal setting journey with me. I'm really interested in exploring this idea of heart-filled, heart-centered goals more with you. So as time goes on and as I explore this further and hopefully come to some conclusions that will likely be wrong and will have to be reevaluated again, I hope that you share your thoughts, your questions, your wonderings with me. Feel free to rate, review, and comment on this podcast episode. You're also welcome to visit me at danielle@danielleireland.com. You can send me an email and send me your thoughts. I'm really interested in this topic because when I look back at if we look at our life like chapters, right? If I look at each chapter, there is an element of desire, goal setting, pressure, stumbling, falling, learning, picking myself back up and trying it all over again. And I know that somewhere in there's a healthy relationship with goals in a way that feels like it drives me forward and excites me to learn, as opposed to setting me up for failure or bringing up shame and feeling like I'm not enough. So if you would like to explore this topic more with me, let me know. And I'm excited to continue this conversation with you. But as it stands now, that's a wrap on goals. Thank you so much for listening to this solocast and this episode of Don't Cut Your Own Bangs. As always, your time, your care, your attention, they mean the world to me. So if I can do anything to make this show more meaningful and valuable for you, let me hear from you. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you continue to have a great day.